Okay, class. Now, raise your hand if you're an anime fan. Okay, good. Now keep them raised if you're also a fan of Lady Gaga. Now this is surprising. One of my favorite things about growing up with both anime and early YouTube was the discovery of anime music videos, also known as AMVs. AMVs were essentially how the young, angsty weebs of the early 2000s expressed their love for the medium. Hey, I know you just finished playing through Say No Uta, but see, there are other ways you can express yourself. So can you please just put down the knife? Between 2006 and 2010, you couldn't open YouTube without seeing some variation of a Naruto fight with a Linkin Park song playing over the top of it. I would be on the family computer for hours just watching these things, repeatedly rewatching the same ones I'd already seen 100 times already. He's been on that thing for hours. What's he doing? He's watching those bloody cartoon music thingies again that he likes to watch. Oftentimes, it seemed like these songs were quite literally made for these anime. I remember I used to argue with my sister about how In the End by Linkin Park was made for Naruto. And I mean, can you blame me for thinking that? This song, the lyrics being, I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it doesn't even matter? Paired with watching the climactic fight between Naruto and Sasuke, a fight which had been built for over 100 episodes at this point, in which Naruto ultimately ends up losing and is forced to watch Sasuke leave? Yeah, you know what? Screw it. These two things still seem too perfectly made for each other. Even 17 years later, I'm still not entirely convinced otherwise. Hey, Mikey! Big Mike Shinoda! Hey, yeah, it's me again. Hey, are you sure that one song wasn't made for Naruto? Huh? How'd I get your new number? Now, it's hard for me to talk about AMVs without at least playing you some, but unfortunately I can't because, you know, copyright. So you'll just have to endure my own musical rendition of this Naruto vs Sasuke In the End AMV. It starts with one thing, I don't know why, it doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind, I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know. It's crazy seeing a YouTube video that is practically ingrained with my childhood say that it was uploaded 17 years ago. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but 17 years ago? Even crazier is that this AMV only has 200,000 views, which is still a lot of views. But compared to some of the other classic AMVs from around that AMV golden era, this one wasn't all that popular. And makes me wonder how I even stumbled upon this one in the first place. But that was part of the charm of AMVs. There were so many out there to discover and get lost in, with each being uploaded in even worse quality than the last. This is my favorite Dragon Ball Z AMV. Could you tell? This Bleach AMV is literally one of my favorite AMVs of all time. And it only has 33,000 views. And at least 1,000 of them have to be me. I have vivid memories of whenever I'd be at a hardware appliance store with my dad, I'd play around with all the laptops on display, trying to find one that was connected to the store Wi-Fi. And when I finally did, I would put this AMV up on it and just walk away. I don't know why I did that. Maybe I was trying to send a message, you know? Prove some kind of point, like, yeah, I got onto your store Wi-Fi, and hey, guess what? Next I'm going to take a shit in your kitchen appliance section. It's funny that a YouTube video with only 33,000 views had so much influence over my childhood and would create cool memories for not only myself, but my family as well, as even they would remember me always walking around the house quoting, "This is why I rock, this is why I rock." Man, looking back, these AMVs had so much influence over my childhood growing up. Primarily in my taste in music. I'm sure it would come to no one's surprise if I told you that I'm still an avid Linkin Park fan, but even other bands such as Sum 41, 3 Days Grace, Rise Against, these are all bands I still love so much till this very day, and I was only ever introduced to them through AMVs. It hurts to think that if it weren't for my love for anime as a child and watching these mostly poorly edited YouTube videos, I would never have discovered bands such as Zebrahead and the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. For many kids growing up, playing SmackDown vs Raw 2007 on their PlayStation 2 or Xbox would be their first time hearing Animal Life Become. But for any young weeb browsing YouTube in 2007, you definitely heard this song for the first time because of this Bleach AMV. posted 17 years ago with 17 million views. This isn't just an AMV, this is quite literally a piece of YouTube history. And once again, I would love to play it for you, but YouTube and the shareholders don't like when you do that, so you'll just have to accept this version instead. So what if you can see this darkest side of me? No one will ever change this animal I have become. Now you might be thinking, what? 17 million views for that? Anyone could have made that. And you're right. And that's the beauty of it. Anyone could make these. But you have to remember, these were never about the views. AMVs were all just a form of self-expression and showcasing your love for the medium or that show or even that one character. And as viewers, we weren't watching these to see some crazy edits or anything. We were just simply watching them because we liked that show or that one fight. And because of how simple these AMVs looked back then, they would often inspire you to try making one of your own.
Teach, what are you trying to say?
I've made an AMV before, multiple AMVs.
Teach, no, don't say that in front of the baddies! Clyde, you're wearing a Teemo hat, you already scared off the baddies!
Yes, that's right. Even I would try my hand at making some AMVs. Despite the family computer barely being able to handle Windows Movie Maker, I would still give it my best shot. And I would end up making a good few of them too, ranging from the likes of Naruto and Bleach to Nyankoi and School Rumble. Even many years later, as part of a multimedia assignment in high school, I would find myself returning to my long since forgotten AMV roots to create a Tokyo Ghoul Kaneki vs Jason AMV. Unfortunately, all of these AMVs have been lost to the passage of time, with the only one I still have access to being my Sword Art Online AMV uploaded in 2013, featuring the song No More Sorrow by Linkin Park.
What? Sir, you liked Sword Art Online?
Liked it? No. I fucking loved it. Unlike the fun, chaotic wasteland of free speech and creativity that early YouTube was, as the years went by, YouTube's copyright laws grew ever more strict, removing videos and just outright deleting entire channels. And with AMVs containing music which the creators certainly did not own the rights to, much like the AMVs I've now lost, unable to ever get back, so many iconic AMVs with over tens of millions of views would unfortunately be wiped off the face of YouTube for good, with only some of them being re-uploaded by other users. Consequently, many well-established AMV creators found it hard to survive on YouTube, with some of them moving on to other platforms such as Patreon, but with the majority of creators just seemingly retiring from making AMVs for good. And as a result, AMVs became less and less popular, to the point where anyone coming into the anime scene post 2015 probably doesn't even know what an AMV even is. But like I mentioned earlier, AMVs were never about the views or the clout. It was always about self-expression. And if there's one thing we've learnt in this recent year, no one anime has more fans that wish to express upon the world their self-induced schizophrenic brain rot than Jujutsu Kaisen. With Jujutsu Kaisen featuring some of the best choreographed fights and smooth animation that we've seen in recent years of anime, you can say what you will about Jujutsu Kaisen, but one thing is undeniable: this anime was made for AMVs. This video is sponsored by no one. I have like 900 subscribers. No one's sponsoring this video. But YouTube tells me that 99.3% of you guys aren't subscribed to this channel. Please, if you guys have enjoyed this video at all and want to see more content such as this, consider hitting that subscribe button. Please, it helps out this channel's growth so much. And as you can see, I'm a new YouTube channel. I'm just getting started here. My videos are going to get better and better, and I want you to be along for the journey with me here. So again, consider hitting that subscribe button, and back to the video. But the year is now 2024, well past a decade since the golden era of AMV YouTube. Editing software and even individual skill has vastly improved since then. And while we do still get some AMVs reminiscent of those earlier AMVs, we're also at a point in time now where AMVs can now also look like this, or better yet, even this. Manga music videos. That's right, weeps have transcended even the need for an anime studio to come along with their fancy schmancy, high budget and team of 100+ staff to produce their anime fights, instead deciding to pick up a tablet and animate the fights themselves. Now, manga music videos have existed in the past. Difference is they've gone from looking like this to looking like this. I'm not even trying to be facetious when I say that what a weeb with a vision and a bit of talent can accomplish is truly remarkable. And I don't think you quite understand the power this has given us. We now have proper, high quality animations and music videos for fights and sometimes entire arcs of anime that we are still years away from actually seeing in the anime. So class, let me ask you, what happens when you take one of the most anticipated fights in not just recent anime, but of all time, and combine it with a bunch of devastatingly brain-rotted, dedicated fans of the series? Kaisen, Try Not to Laugh Impossible Part 1, must watch? Clyde, go and stand outside. No. What you instead get is fucking cinema. Gojo vs Sukuna, a fight which will surely be featured on a Watch Mojo Top 10 Greatest Anime Fights of All Time list one day, but also a fight which we won't have the pleasure of seeing be properly animated until like 2028. And with the Jujutsu Kaisen fandom fearing that by 2028, the brain rot will have spread throughout their entire body, they knew they wouldn't be around to see this fight be animated one day. So there was only one option left for them.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
And I don't even know how this is humanly possible, but as the final chapter for this fight was released, every damn talented YouTube animator under the sun came onto the platform with their own artistic interpretation of this battle. With what seemed like only just days after the fight's conclusion in the manga, we already had full animations of the entire battle. And these aren't just your average flipnote animations. No, I'm talking proper animations. Watching all of these passionately crafted animations take over my YouTube homepage for the next oncoming weeks, it truly felt like I was transported back to the golden era of YouTube and AMVs. However, there was one thing that was missing: unity. You see, in the golden era, there were songs which were just simply synonymous with their anime counterparts, like Animal I've Become being heavily associated with Bleach, or Monster often being associated with Naruto. By having these two inherently different things be often associated with one another, it created a sense of unity between the two. One where, whenever you have one without the other, you can still hear or visualize the missing part. Whenever I'm rewatching the Arrancar Arrival arc in Bleach, I can quite literally hear Animal I've Become playing in my head. Teach, you should really go get that checked out. Clyde? Did I say you can come back in? As great as all these Gojo vs Sukuna MMVs were, there wasn't that one thing that unified them. Look, I'm not saying that variety isn't good or that I wish everyone was using the same song all the time. I just wanted that one MMV. We're in a decade from now, when we're looking back at this fight, we all remember that one MMV. But funnily enough, I would soon have a direct answer to my prayers. On November 12, 2023, user Fury would be one of the first to upload their interpretation of the Gojo vs Sukuna fight, and this MMV was quite simply astonishing, and still easily stands as one of the best to come out for this fight, garnering over 1 million total views. Several months later, on February 22nd, 2024, user Nico Tin would re-upload Fury's Gojo vs Sukuna MMV, except this time, he would replace the song Fury used and instead change it to Judas by Lady Gaga. And no matter your thoughts on Nico Tin re-uploading Fury's work with minimal changes made, this upload that now has 4.1 million views would inevitably ignite the flame for one of the most viewed MMVs of all time. As just 1 month later, on the 29th of March 2024, user Lucifer Dev V would upload an MMV compiling a bulk of 23 total animations from numerous creators to create an ultimate Gojo vs Sukuna full fight animation, beginning from the unsealing of Gojo and ending where only one of them is left standing victorious. And in only just 8 months, this MMV has already gained almost 33 million views.
33 million views in 8 months for an MMV is insane. So hey, Teach, what song did he use? Judas.
I'm just a holy fool, oh baby, it's so cruel, but I'm still in love with Judas, baby. I'm just a holy fool, oh baby, it's so cruel, but I'm still in love with Judas, baby. Whoa, 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 Judas, Judas. Whoa, 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 I'm in love with Judas, Judas. Judas, 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 Judas.
And just like that, unity had been created, with nearly 40 million people being exposed to the song Judas by Lady Gaga from just 2 MMVs alone. Lady Gaga had officially taken over the Jujutsu Kaisen fandom. From this point onwards, it was all about the Gaga. I could no longer scroll through Instagram reels without seeing a Jujutsu Kaisen Judas edit. Here's a Gojo Judas edit. Now here's a Sukuna Judas edit. Look, we've even got a Toji Judas edit. Lady Gaga was everywhere, with everyone trying to get that next big edit to blow up with this song, as well as others simply falling in love with this song and found it to be the perfect fit for Jujutsu Kaisen, pertaining to Gojo's godlike persona and eventual disillusionment, connecting to the religious imagery in the song's lyrics. And just like how that one Bleach AMV comes up when you search for Animal I've Become, this Jujutsu Kaisen MMV now shows whenever you search for Judas. And just by looking at all the results when you search Lady Gaga Judas edit, I think it's finally fair to say that Gojo vs Sukuna has undoubtedly become synonymous with Judas by Lady Gaga. In several years from now, when we do finally get to see this fight properly animated, it will be this song, Judas, that will be collectively ringing in all of our heads as we see Gojo stand against Sukuna in the city of Shinjuku and proclaim that he is not the challenger in this battle. The energy that this song has now cultivated due to its pairing with Jujutsu Kaisen is beyond infectious. For me, this would never have been a song I would play at the gym, but now, being able to envision this spectacle of a fight between 2 godlike beings so vividly, as if I was there in Shinjuku myself, watching this battle unfold just by listening to this song, yeah, all of a sudden, this is now a song that I can lift some pretty heavy weight to. And at the end of the day, that's always been my favorite part about AMVs, just how closely they can connect us to some of our favorite fictional worlds and characters. I'm 24 now, and I'm not joking when I say that I still get excited and visualize Naruto vs Sasuke in the final valley whenever I listen to In the End. Or that I feel like I'm atop of a floating city alongside Ikki and Akito whenever I listen to False Pretense. Music is food for the soul, and anime is pleasure for the child within. So through the power of AMVs, we're able to feed that inner child that's still inside all of us. Whether you're now working a full-time job or moved away from home. I mean shit, maybe you've even got your own children now. But no matter the case, AMVs are able to bring us back to that time in our life where our only concern was how many more episodes of Bleach can I squeeze in before bed. And it's pretty cool to see that while myself and everyone else that grew up making AMVs on Windows Movie Maker or Sony Vegas have since moved on, the newer generation of anime fans have now brought their popularity back, even if they now refer to them as edits instead of AMVs. There's probably some of you younger guys watching this video who, much like how I was introduced to My Chemical Romance through AMVs, you've only just now been introduced to Lady Gaga through these Jujutsu Kaisen AMVs. And I hope this encourages you to keep watching more AMVs, because with all these creators out there, each with their own unique music taste, you'll find some cool songs and artists which you probably wouldn't have found otherwise. Whether it's a Dragon Ball Z AMV from 2008 or a Kagurabachi MMV from 2024, one thing has stayed unchanged. Both of these things were created to express their love for anime and manga, and even decades down the line, when we've got immersive VR AMVs, that will still remain the same. And whether it's Linkin Park, 3 Days Grace, or Lady Gaga, the music will always connect us to others across the entire globe who share the same love and passion for these fictional worlds as much as you do. And that's pretty damn special.
Okay, class, that's all for today. Pack your stuff and... So, you forgot to check our homework. Oh my god, Clyde, this is why no one likes you.